Marshall in Season 3 has made it to the Big 12 Championship game. Defying all odds this season, our first year in a Power 5 conference, Marshall is 10-2, 7-2 in the Big 12 conference. And we are right now in first place as we jumped West Virginia last week. And that's who we will meet here in the championship game. A rivalry which runs pretty deep and has been a very good matchup for us so far in this series. We are 1-1 versus West Virginia, upsetting them in season number 1 and then losing last season. We can get our revenge here in season 3 to bring home really our second conference championship of this series. Nico Martial is the quarterback for West Virginia. He is a senior. This team is going to go through a changing of the guard going into next year, and Nico Martial has a chance to really put an exclamation point on this season. But in the future, they will have a very good replacement in Cooper McRoy, one of the prize recruits of last year's recruiting class for West Virginia, a 4-star star development quarterback. And he has some very good physical tools. 95 throw power, a lot of room to grow here with his accuracy. But the best part, 97 speed. As a quarterback, they found themselves a gem. They also had done a really good job of recruiting running backs, including redshirt freshman Willie Brink. He is going to be their tailback of the now and future. His upside is a little bit limited, but he's a very good back. Led by Rodney Gallagher, along with Ray in their receiving core, they will also have a changing of the guard going into next season, but a very good senior group here at tight end and receiver. But Russell Westbrook, pretty unique name there, 4-star prospect, 5'8" route runner. He will be the future of this receiving core. He's going to be really, really good in the future. He's got some speed to us, got some quickness as well, and he is going to be the number 1 going into next year more than likely. Defensively, they're pretty good. Now, we've seen a couple of games on film from them the last few weeks, and they are a team that can make mistakes. So we really need to take advantage of putting pressure on the offense to score points, because they have shown that they have struggled so far through the last final games of the year, losing 2 of their last 3. Let's take a look at the top players here for Marshall going into this game. Really, DeAndre Hendricks is going to be a big key player going into his second game as a starter. Right away thrusted into the starting role after 2 injuries at quarterback. Dylan Gilliam finishes the year with 12 touchdowns on the ground. We know that he was a power back coming in. The yardage hasn't exactly lined up with what I wanted from him, but he has punched it into the end zone quite a bit. Trey Allen, 1,100 yards, pretty much 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns in his final season, 65 receptions, which is less than what we saw from Chuck Montgomery last year, but he has been productive. DeJuan Whitehead having a better year than last year, almost 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Aiden Steinfeld has been pretty good at tight end. And then Hashim Banagu, who has really stepped up and has played the final 5 games of the year, is 4th in receiving for us. He has been quite the surprise so far here in season number 3 as a redshirt freshman who was formerly a high school quarterback converted over to receiver. Our keys on defense is really getting pressure on Martial. I think we can force him into some mistakes. We've already seen that he had a 4 interception game versus Iowa State. So really the pass rush, Peloni Franklin, Michael Green, and also the new real playmaker on this defense, Zach Traylor, this year, are really going to have to get after the Martial and force him into mistakes. And on the back end, Jason Keener, the true freshman safety, leads us with 3 interceptions on the year. And he has been pretty much a impact player right away. Speaking of defensive backfield, we do get a commit going into this game. Jermaine Bosby, he's going to be a guy we can develop at cornerback. But we do get some really bad news. Mitch Steven, who I have ranked here as our number 2 prospect on the board, he ends up committing to Nebraska. He is from Nebraska, so I think this is just the team he wanted to go to all along. But he is a big miss for us because our offensive line definitely needs help, and I think he would have helped us. So we decide to add another quarterback to the board. After seeing these injuries, I kind of want a prototypical pro-style quarterback that can run. And I like Terrell Durham out of Bainbridge, Georgia. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. He's got great throw power. Right now, his throw power would be the strongest arm on the team with 93, but the accuracy, 85 short, 86 medium. He can also throw on the run, and he's pretty mobile as well. I'm going to continue to go after him and see if we can land him in the offseason. But here we go. The Big 12 championship game is underway. Here's Brandon Spadell back to receive the opening kickoff. He gets stopped at the 16. Probably a bad decision to take it out, but here comes DeAndre Hendricks. Does he have it in him to pull off a major, I would even say, upset here versus our rival, who's really been the big brother in this rivalry? The first pass of the game is out to Jaden Gordon Jr., the redshirt freshman, and he picks up a gain of 6 after a penalty. At the 17 now, 2nd and 9. Here's a short throw, and that one's knocked away, looking for the junior tight end, Aiden Steinfeld. And now it is 3rd and 9. Hendricks in the pocket, using his legs, escaping the pressure. He takes off and will pick up the first down and a little bit more. We got to watch ourselves there with his legs because he is injury and fumble prone. At the 37 now, fresh set of downs. There is Dylan Gilliam fighting his way forward for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 now. Here's a throw on the wheel route to Trey Allen. 2 receivers in the area. We still make the catch, and it's a first down throw. Good start for the offense. We're across the 50-yard line. Play action fake. Hendricks throws to the sideline and a perfect touch pass to Trey Allen on the sideline, and he continues his great season he's having. Inside the red zone now, looking to run a little smash mouth football. I formation, Gilliam inside the 5. Handoff back to Gilliam, but that defensive line of West Virginia is really, really good up front. And they bring us to a 3rd and goal. Hendricks in the pocket. He's going to take off up the middle. Touchdown. He earns the XP point on that scramble, and we will get into the end zone and make it a 7-0. What a great start to this game. A nice opening drive, giving the young quarterback some confidence as well. So here is Nico Marchial in this West Virginia offense, and there is a nice bubble screen to start out their first drive. That goes to Traylon Ray, one of those veteran wide receivers in their receiving room. Hand off to the redshirt freshman. This is Willie Brink. We're going to see a lot of Willie Brink in this series, and we get our first dose of him today. Is there across the 50 already? Back to Brink and tackled by Michael Green, who's going to be a key to really making an impact on this game and hopefully propelling us to a championship game here. 3rd and 7. This is Marchial throwing across the middle. It's Traylon Ray again inside the 15. He does work out of the slot quite a bit. And now they're inside the 15. Back to Willie Brink. There is a nice tackle by Leon Hart Jr. for a loss of 1 yard. 2nd and 11, back to Brink. He runs into number 47, Nicholas Reed, picks up a gain of 6. And now it's a 3rd and goal. We've used all the first quarter. Here's a throw to Traylon Ray. 3 receptions on this drive, and the 3rd one is a touchdown. West Virginia knots it up here at 7. And here comes DeAndre Hendricks back out on the field. Here at the 20, here's a short throw out to DeJuan Whitehead, about 80 yards short of a 1,000-yard season. 2nd and 10 carry, this time going to Gilliam, and he is stuffed for a gain of 1. At the 31 now, a 3rd and 9, throw across the middle. This one's intercepted. Going the other way, Hendricks makes a mistake, tries to put some air on that throw, and throws it right at the traffic across the middle. And West Virginia takes back over in great field position. At the 28 now. Here's a draw play to Willie Brink up the middle. Chasen Clark is there for the tackle. Nicholas Reed with the assist on that one. As they lose a couple of yards. Getting it back to the 27. 3rd and 9. And Martial throws it out of bounds. And we know he is going to be kind of a mistake-prone quarterback here in this game if we get pressure on him. But they do bring in their All-American kicker to knock that one through. And we get them to settle for 3 after the turnover. 10-7 game now. Hendricks, play action fake right away, throwing across the middle, and he finds Trey Allen. And that's a first down. Hendricks does not have the strongest arm. It's a little bit of an adjustment to get used to between he and Cole Pennington. The ball does not get out as quickly as we saw from Pennington. Is now 2nd and 1. Here's a screen pass out to Gilliam. He's got space for a first down, and he will get there. Only a gain of 4 yards, though. Fresh set of downs here at the 32. Hendricks throws to the right side. This one's late and almost picked off. It looked like that was just thrown behind him. It just needed some more mustard on it. 2nd and 10. Brian Santana with the screen pass out to the left side. And now it is 3rd and 3. Back to Gilliam. Good hole up the middle, and he picks up the first down. Only a gain of 8, though, on that one. 6 carries so far for Gilliam. At the 48 now, Hendricks throws across the middle into traffic. Intercepted again. We tried to throw a kind of a touch pass over the top linebacker. That window was small. But you forget, Hendricks doesn't have the throw power that Cole Pennington had. And I think it's just an adjustment here. We try to lob it over the top, and he just cannot get the touch on that pass. So 2 INTs for Hendricks so far in the first half. There is a nice stop that time by Michael Green on Willie Brink. A big 3rd and 5 here, just out of field goal range, and a penalty on the offense will bring them back an extra 5 yards. So now it is 3rd and 10. At the 50-yard line, so maybe even close to the first down marker will be out of field goal range, but nonetheless they find Traylon Ray across the middle, and he gets to the 25, 5 for 83 for Ray in the first half. So here is Martial now, throwing to the left sideline. That one is caught. That is Hudson Clement who gets inside the 5 there. He works on the outside quite a bit. 1st and goal, pressure, it's a sack, and another one by Payloni Franklin. Make it 10.5 sacks on the year for Franklin. That's 3 10-sack getters here for Marshall here in Season 3. Actually, that's Kelechi Nwangwu. We thought Payloni Franklin was in on that play, and that's the first career sack by Kelechi Nwangwu. He was moving like Franklin would. It's a 3rd and goal, throwing to the sideline. Rodney Gallagher III has it, and they settle for another field goal. So off of 2 turnovers, they only get 6 points. Here is Hendricks now in the pocket, throwing to the right side. He's got Hashim Banagu, who has come on late in the season and picks up the first down on that catch and run. Running Trey Allen in motion this time, a minute to go here in the first half. Here's a lob pass over to the left side. Aiden Steinfeld, the intended target. He drops that one. 2nd and 10 again. Pressure on Hendricks. And he gets hit on that throw, bringing it to a 3rd and 10. West Virginia sends pressure. There's a nice pinpoint accuracy throw. That time to Trey Allen up the seam. And we get another first down. Just on the edge of field goal range here. Hendricks throws to the left side looking for Gilliam. And he can't break away from a tackler. 2nd and 7. They send the safety blitz. We throw to left side. It's Steinfeld all alone. Down the sideline inside the 5. And it is goal to go here. We bring in the big fella, Dylan Gilliam here. And you know we're going to play smash mouth football here. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. We just decided to pass it here, but Hendricks will run it in himself. It's a touchdown. I don't think I saw that coming from either team. We spread the ball out, spread the offense out, and they only rushed 3 on the goal line. 14-13 game here with 1 second remaining. They're probably just going to go for the end zone here. Martial under pressure. Michael Green to the quarterback. And that's how this first half will end. A defensive game here in the first half, by the way. Both teams really struggling to move the ball with some consistency. We've seen West Virginia find their slot receiver Traylon Ray today quite a bit, but their offense hasn't moved like they wanted to. Into the second half now. Number 89, Garrett Morton with the first down catch and run to start out this West Virginia offense. Here's a handoff back to Willie Brink, and he picks up a gain of 6. He hasn't run crazy today. I guess that's a good sign for us because we have struggled to stop the run this season. Handoff back to Willie Brink. He finds the first down yardage and a little bit more. 9 for 57 for him, so about under 7 yards per carry. Is now across the 50. Pressure on Martial, and it's another sack. Michael Green. He is the front runner for a lot of Defensive Player of the Year awards here in the nation, and he continues to make his stamp on this game. 2nd and 16, we send 5. Here's a throw across the middle. It's tipped around, intercepted. Corey Myrick, the junior cornerback, he's been a starter almost since day one walking on campus. I think it took him 4 games to take over that starting role back in season 1. And he makes another interception, add that to his career total. Here is Hendricks now to start the next drive and a loss of 7. And Hendricks can run. He's got an 89 speed, but he does like to stay in the pocket a little bit more. He throws this time, hit on the throw and intercepted. Looking for Jaden Gordon Jr., and he just does not have that ability to sustain a hit and make an accurate throw across the middle. His 3rd INT of the game. Here is Willie Brink starting out the next drive with great field position. Remember, off of the first 2 turnovers, we've only allowed 2 field goals. Can we hold them to a 3rd? 3rd and 5. Martial throws short. This one's dropped. It's Traylon Ray who's made so many plays for them today. He maybe drops a sure first down, and we get them to settle for another field goal. At that next break, we went to commercial break, and Coach Jay has decided to make an interesting switch at quarterback, bringing in the red shirt right now, Dom Hammer, who is most alike Cole Pennington. He is more of a pocket passer. He can move around a little bit, but he's got a bigger arm than anybody we have as an active quarterback. So he comes in here after Hendricks' 3 interceptions. He steps up in the pocket on his first play and goes down for a loss of 2 yards on that sack. 2nd and 12 now. Hammer moving in the pocket, throwing across the middle, and you see the ball comes out with a little more zip. That time finding Hashim Banagu for a gain of 10. 3rd and 2 now. Handoff. This time Gilliam finds the first down, and he picks up a gain of about 5 yards on that carry. The defense has done a pretty good job of keeping Gilliam in check this time, and the pressure. Lloyd Thurman, the 4-star tackle, allows pressure to get hit on Dom Hammer, the true freshman. As now here is Hammer throwing to left side, and he's going to find Trey Allen. That time, some good touch on that throw, and it's a first down. Hammer with a couple of nice throws so far. Back to the running game. Not going to work today. 3rd and 8 now. Officially at the 50-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Here is Hammer. A nice touch pass over to Trey Allen. Allen's got some first down yardage that time, and that one goes over 100 yards with his 7th catch of the game. Here is Hammer this time, showing off some of his mobility. He is 6'4". He is a bigger quarterback. Like I said, he is more of a mold of Cole Pennington, but he can make throws like that one across the middle. It's Hashim Banagu, but these are the throws that I talk about. You had to have a strong arm to just get it in there quickly, and a good adjustment by Banagu. I like his really compact throwing motion as well. That definitely plays to his favor. We start the fourth quarter here, a 3rd and 8. Here's a quick throw across to DeJuan Whitehead, and he wasn't looking for the pass. And we do have to bring in Will Shoemaker for the field goal, and that one is good. And now we go up by 1, 17-16. Still 9 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. There is a nice stop. Chasen Clark and Nicholas Reed, the sophomore safety, are there for the tackle. 3rd and 11 this time. Screen pass out to Brink, and Keyshawn Lamont sniffs it out right away. We do get a punt here, and Brandon Spadell, who returned 2 punt returns so far this season, and they were back in the first game of the year, by the way, has not returned one at all since game number 1, but does set us up with great field position. Here is Santana up the middle, and he picks up a nice gain of 7 on that carry. As now here we are in the I formation, fullback in the backfield, and a handoff to Gilliam, and he only picks up 2. That was an interesting sequence right there. Now a toss play out to Gilliam, fighting for the first down, and every single yard has been tough to come by today on the ground. 1st and 10 again. This time a jet sweep touch pass, not going to work. And now it's 2nd and 17. Here's a throw across the middle. Aiden Steinfeld was wide open, and it's deflected by the defensive line. 3rd and 17, they send an all-out pressure, and they get to Dom Hammer. Ben Cutter puts them out of field goal range, and now we have to punt the ball away to West Virginia. So now here is Martial with this offense back out onto the field. He's going to find that redshirt freshman Russell Westbrook, who's going to be their number 1 coming into next year. 1st and 10 again. Martial in the pocket, gets hit on that throw. And that time it was Payloni Franklin. 3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Handoff this time to Willie Brink, who had a few blockers. If he would have went to the outside, he may have had a big run. 3rd and 5 this time. Chasen Clark gets sent on the pressure. He gets to the quarterback. And what a big-time sack right there, just like they did to us on the last drive. Chasen Clark just shows off his speed, just runs right past the guard, right to Martial, puts them out of field goal range. They have an All-American kicker, by the way, so that play right there is huge. Here is Santana with the big-time run, sprung free. He gets pushed forward for about a gain of 16 yards and a first down. Here is a quick RPO and a flip out on a little shovel pass that time to Steinfeld. The timing was off on that one. And now we're close to the 50. Running Trey Allen in motion this time. 3rd and 7. And the pressure just gets to Hammer right away. I have no idea what the right tackle Julius Levitre was doing on that one, but his guy came in untouched. 2 minutes to go, and West Virginia has 1 timeout remaining, and this could be the final drive of the game. They pick up 9 yards on that one, bringing it to a 2nd and inches. Martial in the pocket, holding the football too long. Zach Traylor gets to the quarterback, and now they have to hurry it up here with only 1 timeout remaining. It's 3rd and 8 now. Martial in the pocket. He gets hit again. Payloni Franklin gets there, and now it is 4th and 8. This is the game right here. With only 1 timeout remaining, they won't be able to stop the clock. Martial throws it deep for Traylon Ray. It's knocked down. Julian Watford, the local freshman, will make the game-winning play, knocking that ball down, and Marshall will take the Big 12 championship. How about this game? A 17-16 defensive effort. Despite 3 interceptions from DeAndre Hendricks, Marshall's defense comes out victorious in the end. The freshman Dom Hammer removed his red shirt. He suited up for this game because of our lack of depth at quarterback, and he came really out of nowhere, made a couple of nice throws, pretty much didn't lose us the game. He did not turn the ball over. Did he have a flashy game in the second half? No, but he just took care of the football, We were 11 of 15 on third down. We had a great game defensively, and that's what ended up being the difference. I mean, when it was time to make a play on defense, our pass rush was just there, making plays. And I got to give it up to Dom Hammer, because plays like this, for example, Hendricks, look at his meter. It's very, very consistent. His composure was all over the place. This was supposed to be a wide open Aiden Steinfeld, and he couldn't make that throw. I just had to make the switch after seeing that. His composure was absolutely rattled. Every single throw had a different meter, and it was throwing every throw off. Sometimes I would give our players a simple touch pass, and he would throw like a bullet. It was the weirdest thing. His composure was completely rattled, so getting him out of the game was probably the best thing for the offense. But defensively, I'm really, really excited about this defense. Obviously, we have a couple of seniors on this defense, but man, this pressure that we get is fun to watch. We are definitely impacting the game much more this year than we have in years past, just getting after the passer. And it's just a lot of fun to watch here in Season 3. And with that Big 12 championship, we have made the college football playoff. Here was how the rest of the conference championships went this week. Ball State ends up taking the MAC. Troy and BYU play in the Sun Belt because, remember, we had to switch teams. So we put BYU in the Sun Belt. Didn't really make sense, but still we did it. We will try to fix that going into next year, but they end up winning the Sun Belt Championship. I want to keep them there just because they won it, to be quite honest. Charlotte ends up winning the American Athletic Conference. They're one of those teams that always does well in dynasties. I've seen, at least in like Sims. Fresno State takes home the Mountain West Conference Championship. They end up winning by 3 scores. Oklahoma takes it to Alabama 37-20. I'm sure both of those teams will be making the college football playoff, though. North Carolina wins the ACC, and that's kind of the reason why I moved to the Big 12. The ACC just wasn't strong this year. And then USC takes on Purdue. I believe that was a 1 versus 3 matchup. Purdue drops 1 spot. They only lose by 10. It was a close game, and they could get their rematch in the playoff. So here is what the bracket looks like. Right now, we are the number 3 seed, number 7 team overall, but we will play the winner of Texas and Purdue. Both very, very elite teams, and we might be able to face Arch Manning right away, which I haven't even seen him in this game, to be honest with you. The Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week was Michael Green, and he also wins National Defensive Player of the Week. The Heisman Trophy winner was Jackson Arnold from Oklahoma, and well-deserved. They are a top 5 team. Michael Green wins Best Defensive Player of the Year. 13 sack season, 22 tackles for loss. 22 tackles for loss led the country, by the way, and that's pretty much a reason why he is running away with these awards. He wins the Best Defensive End, too. Brandon Spadell only ran back those 2 in the opener. He wins Best Returner. And then Michael Green sweeps the awards. Lombardi Award winner as well. He was just phenomenal this year. You got to say, I mean, he was dominant in pretty much every game, whether it was stopping the run, stopping the pass, just getting pressure. It's just a lot of fun to have a guy that can impact the game like Michael Green can. And I'm really going to miss him. Obviously, we get him for the next few games if we keep winning. But it's been a lot of fun to coach him up. Since a sophomore, he has been pretty productive. Here are how the rest of the awards kind of played out. How about Zach Traylor getting some Best Defensive Player of the Year votes in the NCAA? Dylan Gilliam actually finishes 8th in Best Running Back in the country. I think there's maybe a bit of a bug in the game where I see that if you're using user teams, you do get like a boost in some of these award votes like this one. There's no way that Zach Traylor was the second best defensive player of the year for the Lombardi. I believe that Michael Green should have won it, but it's kind of surprising that there weren't other defensive ends that were competing with those 2. We had 3 for the Best Defensive End Award winner, which is pretty crazy that 3 of the top 10 guys we get votes on, but I'll take it. The Luke Rosa, I said that the West Virginia kicker was a All-American. He ends up winning that award. And we just had a very good season overall. Surprisingly, though, we don't have any first-team All-Americans. Elijah Davis ends up being an All-American. Remember, he plays for Louisiana. He is their starting running back. But we didn't have anybody else, which is a little funny because Michael Green just got done sweeping all those awards, and he's not a first-team All-American, which is pretty funny. I like to see some of these other guys like Cesar Chavez, who was a recruit in this series and is already an All-American, first-team All-American. Just crazy, crazy. And what I'm planning on doing is giving a lot of the recruits ratings boosts, not for our team, but for other teams, for guys that I have, the ability to edit. I'm going to be editing a lot of other teams based on how they finish in these All-American awards. So if I can change their ratings and give them a boost, I will do that, because this game does not have any 99 overall guys. There's pretty much like 195 overall and nobody above 95. So I definitely want to change that here in this series. I want there to be really good sophomores, really good freshmen, guys that, do achieve these awards. They should be able to get a big attributes boost. But we do get a couple of Big 12 second teamers, but it's pretty funny because, like I said, I don't see Michael Green at all in any of these first teams or second teams, which, like I said, I think it's a glitch in the game. Recruiting wise, we do get a big commitment after that game. Tony Hope is a speed back that I really, really wanted. And I said this before, and I'll talk about this as we head into the offseason eventually. But the thing about Dylan Gilliam is that, yeah, he can get into the end zone, but he is definitely more of a power back. I recruited him thinking he could be a 3-down back, but no, I think he's just really a power back, because I have seen some big games from him, but I haven't really seen him have those huge games. Like, we saw that really big game from him earlier in the year where he had 100 yards passing, 100 yards receiving. Haven't seen that since. Like, he has not hit that potential at all this year. And hopefully Tony Hope, a little different of a back that we've had in this backfield, he can add to our dynamic playmaking at running back. So here is what the playoffs look like, and we'll see who we face next episode. We will see the results from Texas and Purdue, but I can't wait to see what happens in this series. And how about this? Only one group of 5 team makes the playoffs this year, and that's Charlotte, who won the American. So we'll see what happens. We have a lot of powerhouses here in this playoff bracket, and we'll see if we can come away and get our first college football playoff win of the series next episode. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.